Hi and welcome to all the racing enthusiasts out there joining us for this pre-recorded show, which is for the race meeting on Tuesday, the 5th of March, where racing takes place at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, racing on the summer course. Looking at a 10-race program, so plenty of action for each and every one of you out there. Joining me on the line is the resident expert, Graham Hawkins. Been having a good time at the moment. Graham, how are you doing? And looking at a 10-race program, the guys are hungry for wins.
Yeah, very busy Tuesday afternoon. The first race off at 12:05, and being a 10-race program, obviously the first race does not form part of the exotics. A mixture of maidens, juvenile plate, open maidens, and low-class handicaps, and so another challenging card awaits us, but interesting racing.
Right, let's kick off in the very first race. As you mentioned, does not form part of the exotics. We kick off with a 4-10 favourite, number 3, Sahara Cat from the Vaughan Marshall stable. Now, the One Worlds, they're certainly doing on the track what they were bred to do. And this daughter of One World, 80 days ago, she broke the maiden. There's been 2 winners out of the form line, and more importantly, the debut behind Sweet Darling, a number of winners out of the form line at 4-10. Number 9, Disting, the Global View, is the second favourite at 4-1. And then looking at the unraced horses, there's a couple of comments that they're nice individuals, but will come on from the experience. So I think the betting says number 3, Sahara Cat at 4-10, should take the beating with Richard Fourie.
Yes, very difficult to oppose Sahara Cat, the only winner in this juvenile plate for fillies. So I think she's entitled to be very short in the market. As you said, number 9, Disting, a good second on debut. She should continue to progress from that. Those are the only 2 runners with any form. You mentioned the first timers. Positive comments coming through from number 6, Kinda Wonderful. Eric Sands describes her as a nice filly, working well, expecting a good run. So watch the betting regarding number 6, Kinda Wonderful, but she could certainly find her way into the trifectas and the quartets.
Welcome back for race number 2, which will be the opening leg of the Bipot over 1,000 meters. The due off time is 12:40, and looking at the anti-post betting, the ruling favorite is number 2, Star Performer from the Vaughan Marshall stable. Draw 2 with Bernard Faderherb riding him for the 4th successive time, and he does set the trend. Number 7, Pink Moon, is the filly taking on the boys after being 3rd in both those runs to date. But we're going to start with number 2, Star Performer, who ran 3rd to Main Defender on debut. And of course on the weekend, Graham, we saw this individual come out and strut his stuff. He absolutely waltzed in. After that, he's been a model of consistency, but he's yet to find the winner's box.
Complete mystery, Sheldon. He's let us down so many times. This will be his 7th start in the maiden ranks. Interesting that he reverts back to 1,000 meters. He's only run over 1,000 meters twice, finished 2nd on both occasions. This race looks to be at his mercy, and you could well take the view that he is a Bipot banker in the opening leg, number 2, Star Performer. If he can't get it right in this kind of field, then he really is going to struggle going forward to shed his maiden ticket. As you say, he's run behind some really good sorts, most of which are now multiple winners. But number 7, Pink Moon, she's a very, very well-bred filly. She hasn't raced since October. She's had both the starts at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, so she makes her debut at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and the comments are positive. So because Star Performer has let us down in the past, I'm going for cover in the opening leg of the Bipot. I'm going to include number 7, Pink Moon. So 2 and 7 in the opening leg of the Bipot, but number 2, Star Performer, for me, is a pretty confident first choice. The rest don't amount to much. I guess Celtic Chief has got a chance of making the frame, as does number 12, Connery. I know that number 5, Einstein, is your 3rd choice in the market, but I'm not sure how strong the form of that last race is going to work out to be. There were only 5 runners in the race. Was comfortably beaten by Counter Attack, who's no great shakes himself. So I'm sitting on the fence with number 5, Einstein. Confident first choice, number 2, Star Performer. But number 7, Pink Moon, she could be anything. So I'm going to take a little cover in the opening leg of the Bipot.
Moving on to the opening leg of the place accumulator, which is race number 3. 13:15 will be the carded off time. Once again, it'll be down the lane, 1200 meters. And this is an open maiden, Cape Turf Club open maiden. So take note, it's an open maiden, and keep a close eye on the structuring of the weights. Number 3, Ellerix is your 22-10 favourite, joint now with number 7, Charlene. Number 5, True Horizon is 6-1, and then we have number 11, Jet Green at 8-1. Now, Graham, it's quite a complicated race, being an open maiden. Now, if you look at the best weighted column, there's 5 of them weighted to dead heat. So in these type of races, you got to be a little bit on the cautious side, and I see you've gone with numbers 3, 5, and 7.
Yeah, I do think that the betting has got it just about right. Number 3, Ella Rix made a pleasing comeback on the 12th of February when second to Suti in a similar sort of race. She had been threatening to win a race for a long time, but again, she's had every chance to win a maiden. This is a 9th lifetime start in the maidens. Number 7, Charlene, steps back from the 1400 meters of a last run back to the straight course at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, runs down the lane. Both Ellerix and Charlene have the kind of form to suggest they can win a race of this nature. 5, True Horizon is very much limited, but with only 52.5 on the back, and the Adam Marcus stable continues to show good form. They had a winner over the weekend with Hampstead Heath. So True Horizon must come into the race with a bit of a chance on the strength of that last run and at the weight. She's receiving 7.5 kilograms from Ellerix and Charlene. Again, the rest, not much form to work on. Rocking Peony, Jet Green, they've had their chances. Interesting jockey booking for me is number 12, Lady Loxton. Richard Faree takes a ride for Brett Crawford. He has an amazing strike rate for Brett Crawford. They've teamed up 19 times for 8 victories. Now, the form book suggests that number 12, Lady Loxton, doesn't have much of a chance. But again, it's an open maiden. She's carrying 55.5. And just for the fact that Richard Faree rides, you've got to consider her for trifectas and quartets. But 3, 5, and 7, I'm pretty confident that'll get us through the second leg of the Bipot. Elric's probably my first choice, but not with a great deal of confidence.
That's race number 3, and there's just one other runner I'd like to throw into the quartets. Number 10, Lead to Glory. I see they're trying a set of blinkers on. Been quite disappointing from the Paddy Crayer stable, but for the back end of the quartets, number 10, Lead to Glory. That'll lead us to race number 4, which will be the opening leg of the all-important pick 6. 13:50 will be the carded off time. Once again, down the lane, 1200 meters, where they have number 5, Kapsa Klopse at 33-10 from 4-1. Number 6, Explosive Speed is 4-1. And then after that, we have Moonacres 4-1, Terminator 7-1. And just looking at that betting, I think there's adjustments because number 7, Tambourine Man, is scratched. So number 7, Tambourine Man, is scratched, and that'll be the revised betting. Now, Graham, you've gone for a quartet of runners here, 5, 6, 7, and 12.
Yeah, I included number 7, Tambourine Man. I submitted my suggested bet prior to the news of the scratching coming through, and Tambourine Man was, in fact, my first selection, but that's all academic now. So I'm going to go for number 12, Moon Acres. Having his third run as a gelding, again, Richard Faree is a significant booking. He rides for his old boss, Justin Snaith. So third run after rested and gelded. He's a 3-year-old son of Trippy, and generally the Trippies aren't that bad. So he's having his 7th start in a maiden, gets 4 kilograms off the back here for the open maiden conditions, carrying just 56. Not a bad 5th behind Dancing to the Light last time out. There's been a direct winner out of that form line, and he was finishing off the race quite strongly. So the penny might be starting to drop for number 12, Moon Acres. So he gets the vote from me to Bipot, number 6, Explosive Speed, and number 5, Klopser. 1 or 2 others worth a mention. Number 1, Future Gem, could sneak into the money. And the potential blowout here could be number 13, Lord Quid. Now, the form doesn't add up to much, but when you look at just his 1,200-meter runs in isolation from his 1,400 and his 1,600-meter runs, and with just 52 on his back, if there's to be a major upset, it could come from the Andre Steyn train, number 13, Lord Quinn. So from a pick six perspective, because obviously the pick six down here in the Western Cape have been paying well, we again had a very big dividend on Sunday. He could be the surprise package because it's not a deep field, but Moonacres might just get it right. But as you say, in terms of the Bipot, I've gone with all of numbers 5, 6, 7, and 12.
Just once again, a reminder to the viewers out there that this is an open maiden handicap. So take a close look at the structuring of the weights, and maybe you find something at the bottom end of the scale that you can include into your trifectas and quartets. However, as we move on to the halfway stage, race number 5 over 1,800 meters. Well, once again, an open maiden for the fillies and mare, the Wolf Power Syndicate Open Maiden, 1,800 meters. The betting has number 1 Heliotrope as your outright 2-1 favourite, number 11 Sansa Stark at 4-1, and after that number 10 Lickety Split 5-1. Now Graham's bankering number 1 Heliotrope, the daughter of Rafif, from the best of the draw over 1,800 meters, second in her last 2 starts, and more importantly, if you go back to her earlier runs, those form lines have worked out exceptionally well. And Graham, the way this run has been finishing off, last time made up a whole lot of ground late on.
Yeah, obviously Heliotrope has taken a little bit of time to come to hand. She's had her 6 starts, but most importantly, she's starting to come right, and she's been runner-up in the last 2 starts. She was second behind Dream Searcher. Dream Searcher came out to run a very good race in her post-maiden effort, so that form has kind of stood up, and second to Basic Maneuvers, who runs later on in this card. So she's drawn in gate 1. She gets the services of Elder de Meyer from the Candice Bass Robinson stable. I do think she's going to be tough to beat. There's a lot in her favour. She should continue to improve. She's certainly bred to stay, and this seemed to be a penchant, and she's coming along the right way. So I think whatever beats Heliotrope will win the race. But if you look on past form lines, number 11, Sansa Stark, penultimate start was 3rd behind Family Power, and on that occasion, Heliotrope was 4th. So strictly on the evidence of the Family Power form, there shouldn't be too much to choose between numbers 1, Heliotrope, and 11, Sansa Stark, and Sansa Stark gets the services of Richard Faree. But I do believe that Heliotrope has improved since then and is continuing to improve. So I'm expecting Heliotrope to overturn the form line with number 11, Sansa Stark. A few others worth a mention: number 4, State Capital, number 6, Princess of Bayeux, number 7, English Mistress, number 10, Lickety Split. The blinkers come off. That's an equipment change, so no blinkers for number 10, Lickety Split. We've mentioned number 11, Sansa Stark. But I'm going for number 1, Heliotrope, to win it, with number 11, Sansa Stark being my second choice.
Right, let's move on to race number 6. This is over 1,800 meters, where Graham will be going with numbers 2, 5, 6, and 8 in the Bipot. The betting has number 5, 2 a penny at 2-1, renewing rivalry with number 6, Typeface, who's at 4-1, number 2, Basic Maneuvers, 4-1, number 8, Catalaya 5s, with number 4, Summer Night City, 6-1, number 3, Cloud Chaser, and after that a big gap, 20-1 and better. Now Graham, 2 a penny, unbeaten course and distance, 2 from 2, looking to go 3 from 3. However, when you look at number 6, Typeface, on that last run, she's that horse who just needs that luck in running. She always just seems to find something to go wrong. It's all about the timing for this daughter of Futura.
Absolutely, and the weight suggests there'll be nothing to choose between number 5, 2 a penny, and number 6, Typeface. Although the weights favour number 6, Typeface, I think the fact that number 5, 2 a penny, is a younger filly. She's very well bred. She's bred to stay and is still improving. 2 a penny could defy the fact that at the weights, number 6, Typeface could have a measure. But they are the 2 principal candidates in what could be a tricky race. The pace is going to be key here. You've said things need to go right for Typeface. I think she likes it when the pace is on a little bit and run at them in the closing stages. You're not certain to get a solid gallop in this small class 4 handicap for fillies and mares over 1,800 meters. We mentioned number 2, Basic Maneuvers. She beat Heliotrope last time out comfortably. Prior to that, she was a close 3rd behind Flamboyant Flyer, and there's been a winner out of that form line. So Basic Maneuvers Has also taken some time to get to grips with the game, but she's certainly improving. And if Heliotrope wins well in race 5, that could enhance number 2 Basic Maneuver's chances in this race. But there are very few of them that you can eliminate. On best ball, number 3, Cloud Chaser comes in, although last run was a little disappointing and she should be held on paper. Number 4, Summer Night City, beat the boys when beating twice the master on the 12th of February back in Philly's company. You can't safely ignore number 4, Summer Night City. Sean Veal and Eric Sands, that team has been in good form. Catalea, again, should be held on the evidence of the last run, but as we know, Sheldon, these Phillies mares races, the form doesn't always hold up literally, but I'm going to go with number 5, To a Penny, and number 6, Tight Face as my top 2 choices. But I'm going a little wider than that in this leg of the Bipot.
On to race number 7, where punters will be holding thumbs, and that's number 7, holding thumbs to get through the next leg. And just having a look at the betting, that is the second favourite. In fact, joint at 7-2 with number 2. Number 6, Unicorn Alert is 4-1, and then number 3, Bardolino, and number 8, Kingdom of Heaven at 8-1. Let's start off with number 7, holding thumbs, who ran behind Green with Envy last time out, where the average rating was a 92. 3-year-old Verson Jetrix with 60.5 on the back in an open-looking field. Graham?
Yeah, he looks to be the leading choice in the race, doesn't he? The Politician Stakes run was certainly not bad, finishing 5.5 lengths behind Green with Envy. Yes, of course, he was receiving 6 kilograms from Green with Envy, so the form line might flatter him a bit. Certainly, his maiden win, that form line has not worked out, and that is a little bit of a concern for me. He beat the moderate, he knows a length and a quarter. Admittedly, it was only his second start. We know that the stable think very highly of him, and there have been no winners from that form line with 15 runners. So this is going to be a test for number 7, holding thumbs. If he's going to aspire to the heights that his trainer Glenn Cotson thinks he can reach, then holding thumbs has got to put this field away. But I don't think it's quite as simple as that. I think number 2, Alema Reese, caught the eye with a blistering late burst last time out, needs to confirm the form. Number 6, Unicorn Alert, is very consistent, ran 3rd behind Oriental Charm in his penultimate start, and Oriental Charm came out and placed in the Splash Out Cape Derby, so that form is pretty good. And Unicorn Alert has got to go onto the list of short list of potential winners. And when you look around, one of your old favourites, Sheldon, number 8, Kingdom of Heaven, I just can't get him right. African Torrent, first run for the Adam Marcus stable, on best form has a bit of a chance. But I'm going to narrow it down to 2, 6, and 7. Holding thumbs has the right to win a race of this nature, but I want to see him confirm the expectations of his trainer and show that he's well above average before sort of making him a good thing.
So we move on to race number 8, where they'll once again be over a sprint trip, so back down the lane over 1,200 meters. They are betting 4-1 the field, so it shows you the open nature of this event. Having a look at the recent maiden winner, who is the current 4-1 favourite, that is number 5, Riverstone, beat Speed Racer. We've seen the form line franked, and they have decided to take the 4 kgs off with Brevin Plyke. He's racing off an 85. Number 6, Boogie Fighters, 5-1. Number 7, the Tinkerman, 7-1. And after that, Hammy's Hero, number 2, is at a price of 10-1. That could be a little bit of value, number 2, Hammy's Hero. Point us in the right direction in race number 8, Graham, over the 1,200 metre trip.
Very competitive, Sheldon. Number 5, Riverstone, did us a very good turn when winning his maiden on Meta. And as you say, the 4 kilograms come off, and that could be a master stroke by Gareth Van Sale. Riverstone runs in the colours of Gary Player, as does Holding Thumbs in the previous race. So Gary could have a good afternoon at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth this coming Tuesday. As you know, we record this on the Monday morning. But I think this is a very tough race. And I'm going to throw out there a Sheldon Peters-like suggestion, right down towards the bottom of the boards. Number 16, Monumental. We know that he's got ability. He's been trying all sorts of different distances. He comes back to 1,200 meters. He's had 2 starts for 2 seconds over the course and distance. He showed pace last time out when running behind Quartermain. He's at 25-1, Sheldon. But I'm going to have a little each way go on number 16, Monumental, that he suddenly perhaps finds the kind of form that he showed earlier in his career when he ran second to Schluis, beat Zil Maurice, Back over 1,200 meters, he could just be the surprise package in this Class 4 handicap. But there are many with chances. Radicchio, Riverstone, Boogie Fied, number 7, the Tinkerman you've mentioned, Hammy's Hero. The day we turn our back on Hammy's Hero, that's the day he's going to win. Difficult race. My each way value in the race, the 25 to 1 chance, number 16, Monumental.
Well, there you go. The merit rating strike, number 16, Monumental, down to an 82 from a 96, and that's the style. And number 2, Hammy's Hero, a horse who on his day can run. So maybe play around with numbers 2, Hammy's Hero, and number 16, Monumental. Each way bets, throw them into your exotic, swingers and exactors. And who knows, if number 16, Monumental comes through to win, and number 2, Hammy's Hero comes through to run second, you might have the exactor of the day. Then we move on to race number 9, which is over a distance of 1,200 meters. And when we get to race number 9, just getting the latest betting, where we have number 9, Simply Beautiful, trading at 4 to 1. Number 8, Seeking Peace is at 9 to 2. Number 3 is at 9 to 2, and number 4, Black Path, and number 9, Beneath the Moon, 5 to 1. 6 to 1, Look Forward, and 7 to 1, and Better the Rest. Now, Graham, when you look at the field and you look at the betting, it seems to pretty much match up.
Yeah, it's not going to take a lot of winning this Class 5 handicap for fillies and mares over 1,200 meters. I quite like the look of number 2, Tibetan Voyage. I think stepping up to 1,200 meters, last 2 starts over 1,000 meters, I think she's going to prefer this 1,200 meters, less of a hustle and a bustle. But obviously this is a very open race. Number 3, Royal Rhythm, can improve that form line. Has stood up reasonably well behind Lunch Money. Prior to that, beat Simply Beautiful, and should again have the measure of Simply Beautiful. Number 6, Beneath the Moon, it was nice to see Keenan Stain riding a winner on Sunday, and he did us a good turn when he rode our selection Fly to Rio at a big prize to come home and win. So Keenan Stain could follow up at this meeting. Number 6, Beneath the Moon, certainly can win a race of this sort. It's not easy at all. In fact, for me, this looks like something of a field race. But number 2, Tibetan Voyage, I do think offers some each-way value at her current odds and should give us a good run for our money. Royal Rhythm, obviously one for the shortlist, and number 6, Beneath the Moon. But if the winner was to come from outside of that trio, I wouldn't be totally surprised. Look Forward is a filly you can never ignore.
That'll take us on to the 10th and final hurdle of the afternoon. 1,000 meters, 17:15 is the carded off time, where number 6, Paolo Queen, sets the trend as far as the betting goes at 3 to 1. Looking at Paolo Queen, 4th, 2nd, and then 3rd to Silver Screen, 2nd to Silver Screen. She'll be looking to get revenge on Silver Screen. Number 4, Cathera. Cathera is 4 to 1. Number 5, Silver Screen at 4 to 1. Number 9, La Divina, 4 to 1. And then number 1, Country Time, is 5 to 1. That was 2nd to Silver Screen last time out. So with the weight advantages, let's start with Silver Screen. She's obviously got a little bit more to do, but I was having quite a laugh after listening to Greg Enyon. She's a horse that they don't do work with back home. They just take her to the beach, let her do everything in her own stride. And I think they've seemed to have found the winning recipe to let her race on race day, and that's when she brings her best.
Yeah, brings her best to the racetrack fresh. She's obviously a 1,000-meter specialist. As you say, she got up to beat Paolo Queen by half a length last time out. Prior to that, had Country Time and Paolo Queen behind her. She's on a hat-trick. Obvious chance. I do believe, though, that this time she's going to meet her match in number 6, Paolo Queen. Richard Furry and Paul Reeves teamed up to win the last race at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Sunday with Hear My Voice, and it could be a copy and paste here with number 6, Paolo Queen. She's very game, she's very consistent, and I think if you go back and watch the replay of that last run, without wishing to be hypercritical, I think Rachel Venniker just went a little early. Paolo Queen raced clear, and then Silver Screen got her late. But of course, there's nothing to choose between these fillies. But Richard Furry, aboard number 6, Paolo Queen, I think will go well. Country Time has got to have an obvious chance on the form behind Silver Screen. La Divina, she didn't run too badly behind Great Cat last time out over 1,200 meters. Drops back to 1,000 meters. She's very lightly raced. She's very well bred. And quite honestly, there might still be a lot of upside for number 9, La Divina. So you really can't ignore her chances, So she could come and surprise them all. And then, Sheldon, don't be surprised if number 2, Strata. I know that she took a long time to win her maiden. She was very consistent, but she comes into this race with a competitive rating of 77. And very often we see horses who've shown consistent form in the maidens, then finally get it right. It's not, it's not crazy to think that she'll be competitive in this kind of a race. So she's genuine. She always gives of her best. And number 2, Strata, can certainly get into the mix. But my first choice would definitely be number 6, Palo Queen, ahead of number 5, Silver Screen, and number 2, Strata, 1, Country Time, and then number 9, La Divina. But like I said, if La Divina was to blow this field away, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, there we have it. That's a 10-race program, so plenty of opportunity to get involved for each and every one of you out of there. And talking about race number 8, number 16, Monumental at around 25 to 1, certainly worth an each-way go. Number 2, Hammy Zero at 10 to 1, and that could be Graham and Ard. Swinger, Exacta and Trifecta for the day. So we'll be looking for a big run in race number 8 from these 2 runners. And then, Graham, your suggested bet for the day is the Bipot. So we will bring that on screen. And for all your followers out there, hopefully the form continues. And you can take us through your numbers, please.
First leg of the Bipot, race 2 on this 10-race program. It closes at 12:40. 2 and 7 star performer, Pink Moon in the first leg. Their numbers 3, 5 and 7. Elarix, True Horizon, and Charlene. Then 5, 6, 7, and 12. Copsa, Clops, Explosive Speed, Tambourine Man, and Moon Acres. Obviously, we know that Tambourine Man is scratched. Left it in there. Favorite comes through, will double up. Banker number 1, Heliotrope. I think she'll get it all right in the Open Maiden for fillies and mares over 1,800 metres, race 5, which is also the first leg of Jackpot 1. Then in the penultimate leg, only 8 fillies, but I don't trust this race because I don't trust the pace. And as they say in the classics, pace makes the race. So 2, 5, 6, and 8 basic manoeuvres, 2 a penny, Typeface and Catalea. 2 a penny is my top choice. Last leg numbers 2, 6, and 7. Ale Marie, Unicorn Alert, and Holding Thumbs. Holding Thumbs gets a chance to prove that his trainer was on the right track when he suggested that he had a bright future. That's the Bipot play for Tuesday.
Well, thank you very much, Graham, for all the hard work you do and all the selections you send through, and for all the punters and everybody out there. Best of luck. Thanks very much, Graham, and we'll catch you at the races.
Yeah, let's hope it's a monumental race day.
Well, there we go. Hopefully it's a monumental day, as you heard from Graham Hawkins. He's given you the value selection at 25 to 1. We've also gone through the Bipot. Now it's up to the racehorses and the jockeys and trainers to do the rest. So thanks very much for joining us. Best of luck, and hopefully the horses come through into the number 1 box for us all.